That will absolutely work. And we'll just spin it once it's on there. And hopefully all it goes great. If not, we'll have to come up with something else, but I don't think it's an issue at all. So, let's see. What I wanted to do was protect the valve train. So I just need a towel for that. Yeah, I wish I could use the valve covers. I think they're just too tall. Alright, let me show you what I'm talking about now. We're going to set this up at. Alright. So here is alright, so this is what we're going to use, and this kind of is able to adjust left to right as far as the levelness of the engine once we have it mounted to the cylinder heads. And then I went ahead and got some bolts today, and they are M10 with a 1.25 thread. M10 1.25 thread. If it has the option of fine or coarse, I think it's the fine thread. Alright, so we've got one directly right back here. Let me see what I have on this side to mount to. Yes, there's nothing really on this side that is parallel to the same bolt on that side. So what I'm going to do to lift the back half, the back half of the motor is I'm going to go right here instead of here, and then right here, because that's very close to the same area. Let's do it that way. Just trying to get it close as possible so it feels the most level front to back and left to right. And in the long run, I mean, more than likely I'm going to have to do something in regards to the way it's sitting. Usually like a ratchet strap or something to kind of tilt it one way or the other and just tighten down the ratchet strap, because there's no way it's going to come out just right. So you see where this is coming up here. I just want to make sure that these chains don't get into any of the valve train. And then we come over here and we're going to come back here. I think there may have been originally a place you can lift a lift point there anyway, but I don't know how accurate that is. I think I saw that there is. I even have it somewhere. It is a lift. It looks like a lift point. But when I say lift point, to me, that may be different to the manufacturer, because the manufacturer wants you to drop the subframe and the motor down. So it may have been like, if you wanted to drop something, like the subframe or whatnot, and you would hold the motor up. I think it's more for the bars that run across the engine bay and hold your motor. That may be more what the design is. I'm not sure. I've always just taken my motors out to the top. Any and all motors I have. And the obvious reason is because I don't have a lift. But that's all right. Been able to do it this way so far. So no complaints there. Let me get a handle on this and I'll come back up. Valve covers sit right here, so we don't want to get any damage to those. I'm going to leak oil off the valve cover because we nicked the top of it too bad. Alright, so I've got two longer bolts, maybe one shorter one. Just like I said, I picked different sizes up. And that's kind of maxed out in there. I wonder if these are the small ones also. I can't remember what size that was. No, that's the right thread. Okay, so the reason I got the longer ones is also because I wasn't sure how far this would reach, if it would actually mount to this or have to stick out a little ways. So like I said, I don't want to use these if possible, but I do want a good reach on the chain from left to right. So it would come here. Okay, it would come all the way to here. Let's look on the other side and see if I can find something that's similar. Looks like I can. Looks like I could remove this bolt here. I mean, that's at 10.9 as far as the strength of it. And it's got a decent size mounting surface there. The other option would be here. Let's see if this bolt even threads in there. Yeah, another option would be here. Let's see how far this thing reaches. That's pretty far. It may go. Definitely could go here. So if I look at the mounting points here on the downpipe, so it's just this far. Is that a good measurement here? 2 inches, 2 inches right here to here. So let's see how close we can get from here. Yeah, that's it. So we're going to use these two. I'm going to take off whatever bolt's holding that, use that, and mount them here and here. And it should balance out pretty good left to right. Maybe front to back, but I doubt it. We'll see. Either way, I think I've got two really strong mounting points. All right, so I can go here to here. I am using 10.9 strength. The grade of these bolts are 10.9, which means they have a higher strength. Okay, so once this comes up and these find their resting homes, then I'll just tighten maybe down just a hair. I mean, they're not going to unscrew at the same time, so that's probably a 13 millimeter, or could go 14 or 15. We'll start with a 13. Nope. So 14 or 15. 14, no, yeah. So it's a 15 millimeter socket. that loose. Okay. Well, what? I mean, that's a pretty strong little... I don't know why they want a 15 millimeter, 10.9 strength bolt just to hold this one tiny bracket up. And then from that, it's just been probably for a wire loom or something. It's interesting for sure. Let's see. Should I go? I might go with a little bit longer bolt. All I have is a really long one, but let me see if that's true. Do I have any others? Let me check something down here. I'll just use this original one. Let me see how much bolt we have left. Oh yeah, no, that's plenty. Okay. It seems a little bit shorter than originally, but no, it's more than enough to get what I want it to do. Oops. We're going in this direction right there. Okay. See, this is where I could tell you kind of may get a little off is the way these are angled once they're tightened down. As far as the leveling of it. All right, so 15. We'll just do a little tighten, I mean, just barely, because I want them to kind of, maybe too tight. I want them to go naturally where they will. I don't want to tighten them down where they're not able to adjust accordingly as the natural weight pulls them up. So I'm gonna leave I'll leave the jack stand on it now. I'll lift it up a little bit, see how it feels. If it seems like I hear cracking, obviously, or some uncertainty doesn't sit right with me, then we'll have the stand below it, just in case it comes down an inch or two. I'm only lift it up a slight amount, and then see how it feels. All right. All right, we need to come down. All right. It's gonna be loose. That's loose. That's kind of loose. All right. And this will level up from left to right. Once we start lifting, we'll see how that. All right, you can already see this side is reacting first before that side. So we need to level it to lift both sides more in the center. All right, now they both have a little bit more pressure on them, and it probably sit more level. Okay. I feel the the engine stand lifting it slightly, or releasing a lot of the pressure off it. At the same time, it feels like it may need to be, okay, it is, to make sure it's free from the legs of the engine stand. So we'll do a slight lift here. Okay, left side, for me, is lifting up before the right side. We'll come back this way again. Come back up. I still have a leaning lift. I don't even call it leaning lift. Is that right? Okay. It is off the ground. The back wheels are up slightly, and the front wheels are on the ground a little bit. So that tells me we have the lean we have is a little bit back. The back side hits it a little higher than the front. Of course that makes sense because we have the back side on our chains all the way to the back of the head. And the front sides are more here instead of here. So like I said, what I do in this case, first I look to make sure these chains aren't putting any pressure on. No, they're not. So the chains themselves are not putting pressure on where the valve cover sits. You want to verify, because I don't want that to be the case. No. This chain is pressing on the side of the head, cylinder head, but not on the top surface where the gas is going to be. So what I'll do, this weight will have an effect on it too, how it's going to sit left to right, front to back. And then when I remove this lift, then I will take a ratchet strap, and whether this needs to be tilted back or forward, that can be done by taking a ratchet strap to here and somewhere to the front or somewhere to the back, and just give it a little crank whichever way, and now I'll come back and forth, back and forth. I will take the hood off the car. I will have to jack it up slightly. And I'm going to check the transmission over again one more time before this kind of gets in the way. So where I can sit inside the engine bay and look down the transmission tunnel and make sure my wiring is all installed there. It just makes it easier. It's not necessary. I just try to prefer not to go in the car as much as possible and try